Hey everyone, Michael from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au. So it all seems to be happening over there in WA. One day they lose their premier, he resigns. The next day the head of the Perth Mint seems to want to resign. So he's only been in his position about 12 months. He started April last year in that position. And he's decided to take a position over operating the Perth airport. So look, you got to start off by wishing him all the best. Obviously, he's made the decision for his reasons. As a stacker, as a retailer, what does it mean for us? Well, I guess one of the main things I want to launch off with is be very careful before you go down these conspiratorial rabbit warrens. There may be some truth to them. There may not be. It may be something as simple as, like I said just a moment ago, he's been offered a better position and that's where he wants to head. Let's face it, the precious metals industry, particularly at Perth Mint, you are under a lot of public scrutiny. Particularly at the moment, it's a bit of a lightning rod for pretty much every government department there is to kick. And they're all having a fair crack at it, whether it's the state politics, the state government, the state opposition, the federal government, the federal opposition. Everyone seems to want to have a go at the Perth Mint. So it may be something as simple as it just got too hot over there and he wanted to get out. But look, I can only encourage you not to go too far down that rabbit hole and don't believe these other rumours that you're going to hear and headlines and things like that. He's leaving. It's as simple as that. We need to work out how does that impact you and I. So from a stacker's level and a retailer's level, in the short term, it's going to have very little impact at all. In the medium to longer term, I think it will have an impact. He was very much, he'd come from the industrial side, and I know there was a lot of rumour and hope coming from the Perth Mint staff themselves of, maybe we can look more at the manufacturing side. We can improve and expand our manufacturing capabilities. I'd say that's, at this stage, that's going to be knocked on the head. We'll have to see what the incoming CEO decides to do going down that side. I think it will have an impact, obviously, around the discussions of what happens with the future ownership of the Perth Mint. The WA government came out last month and said they were very heavily invested in reviewing that, and they were going to come to a conclusion in the not too distant future. And just anyone in the WA government that's watching this, we were very serious when we said we would quite happily take the Perth Mint on as a Perth branch of Bullion Now. So standing by waiting for your phone call with bated breath. But in all seriousness, it could certainly have something to do with that, and it will certainly change the view of that moving forward. But overall, I think that's probably the only impact that we're going to see on a day-to-day basis until we know who's going to be the incoming CEO and what background and what influence that person's going to have and where they're going to guide the Perth Mint moving forward. And also, obviously, we need to see some results from the AUSTRAC investigation and also the WA government to sort out the ownership of it. So, look, just a really brief insight, more thoughtful thoughts, I suppose, into what's coming and what to look out for. But I can't emphasise this enough. Please do not get caught up in the rumour mill that has already started and will continue. There will be a lot of big names in the bullion industry are going to come out and say, this is what it means and that's what it means. And look, at the end of the day, none of us know. It's going to be kept fairly much under wraps. Everyone's going to put a positive spin on it. But I don't think you and I, it's going to impact majorly over the short to medium term. That's it for now. We'll talk again very soon. See ya.